Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be talking about RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 10, Episode 10. The queens were tasked to do Snatch Game, and category on the runway was Tear Me Suit, a look that combined a suit and you just tear it away and it has something glamorous underneath. I think it's inspired by Gottmik's like day-to-night runway eleganza that she did on All-Stars 9. But they didn't say that. I just mentally that's what I thought. It's National Holiday today in America. As an American currently, I don't feel like celebrating it, but the only reason that I'm actually like going out and celebrating is just to be with my family. You know, I'm excited to see my mom and my brother, and I think my brother's fiance has work, but if she didn't, I'd be seeing her too, and that's amazing. I love Ava. I wish that she could be there, but I get it. Work calls. She has an important job to do. And of course, I'm from a split household, so pretty soon I'll go see my father and stepmom, and I think we've decided on doing Greek food this year because my dad does not like isn't feeling as patriotic either. So I'm gonna pull out the gyro making kit that I have in my freezer, and we're gonna go have ourselves a party. Today I get to go make pasta salad and potatoes au gratin because I did that. I've done that for every single gathering that we've had in the past couple things. I think this is going to be like the last one. I'll come up with something different to do. But they're from a box. The thing is that I tried to do them fresh. I tried. But I was following Julia Child's method, and if you don't know French cooking, you gotta have the whole day off to cook. Like, it is a lot of work, and it didn't even turn out correctly. So, Julia, sweetheart, how dare you lead me astray? No, I just didn't do it correctly, but it's okay. I've learned that box mix is just as good. If you are ever doubting yourself about, like, box mix is so cheap you shouldn't be using it. Use the box mix. There is nothing wrong with using box mix anything. Okay? I want that to be known that I'm a big believer, especially since I am living off of SNAP benefits currently and I don't have a lot of money, that if you zhuzh something up, if you make it your own and you add spices and, some add-ins and stuff, I'm probably going to have to make the pasta salad at my mom's house because I don't have... my mom bought pepperoni and stuff to make it there. And we're going to do, like, a couple more add-ins and stuff. But, like, I'm a big believer that, like, canned meat, fine. Except for Spam. I draw the line at Spam and that luncheon meat. I'm not doing that. But, like, chili and stuff like that, that's fine. As long as you judge it up, as long as you make it seem like you created it yourself, it's fine. I mean, I'm a big believer in that. And something that I want to start doing, especially next year, is I want to save up enough money so that way maybe I can get a camera and maybe start filming cooking videos and stuff. I love to cook. I've been in a slump these past couple of days, past couple of months, and I just haven't really cooked a whole lot. I'm talking about all this, like, non-fancy stuff that I do. Did buy ahi tuna the other day. And the thing was that it was cheap, so that's why I bought it. It was only 3 steaks, and I seared them like you're supposed to do, and it was just tuna with extra steps. I don't really know what the big deal is about it. I could have just made tuna, but I made couscous, and couscous is good. I like it. Point being is that, I'm celebrating because I want to spend time with family, not because of what our current government is doing. And if I get into that, then that's gonna take up the majority of the video. If you're not from America, congrats. You may still be in a country that is going in a downward spiral, but feel like our corkscrew is going a little bit faster than most. Every single time they got a little Scantron sheet, and every single answer that they're bubbling in is just the wrong choice for a lot of people. They woke up and chose what's gonna hurt the majority of Americans the most, and then they just bubbled that in. Anyway, again, I'm not going to dwell on that too much because, frankly, I don't want to really get as political as I could get, because some of these, this is like the 80th time I've recorded this video, because some of these I went off, and I really don't like that side of me, but also, like, I don't know, I kind of lived, but it was like 10 minutes into the video and I hadn't even talked about Drag Race. What I will say about Drag Race is that Drag Race is currently one of the better shows on TV to do involving queer stories. We have trans women and non-binary individuals and all of that, all of us getting to be on a show that celebrates queer culture and metamorphosis that one time, but queer culture. And I honestly enjoy seeing this, and I honestly enjoy getting to see everybody, and I get to see, I love seeing who's gonna be, you know, the ultimate winner. I love King of Drag. I love Dragula. Especially Dragula is a lot more inclusive than Drag Race is currently. And King of Drag is the premier show for drag kings, and I really like that. I'm sad that I understand that the production quality is a little bit low, so I understand that, but hopefully in future seasons they can get a really good budget and really get it going. So I'm happy. Speaking of Drag Race's fuck-ups, though, because they've had a lot of them, let's talk about the AI slop that they created with the Jinx and Plasma special. So I actually didn't get to watch this because I was at work. But I checked my phone when there was nothing to do, of course. I don't check my phone while I'm at work. But, like, when I was on my break, I looked, and everybody was talking about it. And I just want to say that I think that Drag Race is in a unique field where they have people who would kill to do that, to animate for them. And I'm confused as to why they said, yes, this is a great idea. Right? Why did they think it was a good idea? And I kind of wanted to watch all of it because I wanted to hate watch it. But they removed the video before I could. So, feel kind of bad about that. But, I mean, I feel bad that I didn't get to watch it. I'm glad that they removed it because of the backlash. I honestly think that AI sucks. I really don't enjoy AI anything. You know, my feed is filled with the Reddit stories where somebody's playing a game and they're just speaking about something that may or may not have happened. Because, like, some of those stories are eerily similar to one another. And I took the high road, and then I showed her the will, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, girl, nobody cares. I don't care. Like, good for you. I will be watching 10 more of these, but, like, good for you. I showed him who's boss. My cousin said, boop, 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 doop, I don't like you, and wore white to my wedding. And it's like, well, why didn't you even invite your cousin? If you knew she was going to, like, pull something like this. You know, who cares? But my entire feed is filled with, like, either those Drag Race clips, obviously, or, you know, the AI slop, like the meow, 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 meow kitten, kitten thing where it's like the dad cat screaming because the fucking cat got into something, or it's like a baby falling off of a cliff. Then there's a fat cat. He saves them, but or you know, I've watched way too many of them because it's interesting. You never know what's gonna happen next. One minute it's like, oh, baby got into a river, and then all of a sudden, oh nope, there's a gorilla with a machine gun. How did he get there? Who knows? But he's there, or there's just a shark in a river, but there's just a shark. And then the dead cat's like, yeah, you know. And then obviously also the Italian brain rot is also there. For some reason, I've gotten way too much of tung 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 sahur in my day, and I know who Bombadiro Crocodilo is, and I don't like any of that. I don't care about Ballerina Cappuccina. I don't need to see her. But I will say it's either the brain rot of them doing something, or the one where they go to IKEA with like a famous character and then go into the bathroom, which is disgusting and I hate it, and I just cringe each time I see it. Or the old lady guessing them and laughing. The other brain rot thing, the other like AI things that show up on my feed are like the AI clapbacks, where it's like somebody going, "This hair is given today, period," and then somebody comes up and is like, "Meh," and then they have a come back, and I'm like, it's cute, but it'd be cuter if it was an actual person saying it and not just an AI. Because who are you saying my hair is giving period to? Because they're facing this way, and then somebody comes up behind them, and then they turn around. So who are you saying it to? Nobody, because you're AI. You don't have. You're not having a conversation with anybody. You're just stating a fact. If I walked outside and said my hair is giving today, period, just to nothing, that doesn't make any sense. And my hair is not given today, period. It's given Shaka Khan in The One and Only Ivan, which he played the chicken. Go look that up, because I'm not about to show you a picture of it. Okay, 1 minute. I will show you a picture of it. My mom keeps on like sending pictures of things. There, see, tis me. And yes, that is Shaka Khan as Henrietta in The One and Only Ivan. It's available on Disney Plus. I remember watching that movie. I remember my 5th grade teacher reading it to us in reading class, because my school was weird. We had a reading and a writing class that we would go to back in the olden days, and arithmetic. No, and she would. It was my favorite part of the day too. She would. We would have story time, reading and stuff, and it was always chapter books. That's where I heard of the Golly Whopper games and stuff like that. I loved her too. She was awesome. Yeah, but I remember those colored folders that you used to have, and like red meant something and purple meant something and stuff like that. I always see discourse online about what those colors actually meant. And to me, red was social studies, green was science, purple was math, blue was writing, at least in 5th grade, and orange was reading in 5th grade. But as it got older, as I got older, like green stayed the same, red stayed the same, and purple stayed the same. But like blue and orange were used interchangeably. You could either do blue. I think it was blue for, because okay, 5th grade was in middle school for me at least. So after 5th grade, the reading thing went out the window, and it just became, just a regular thing. I went to private school, at least until 8th grade, and then I went to public school, and yeah. But yeah, so then it became like interchangeable. I always used the orange one because I was not a stickler for the rules there. I was always in silent lunch. Anyway, Let's talk about this season of All Stars. Hey, so the Queen's into the workroom. Um, and everybody's there. We have Irene the Alien, Bosco, and Aja from bracket 1. We have Georges, Lydia, Butthole Collins, and Mistress Isabel Brooks from bracket 2. And we have Ginger Minge, Diabetti, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine from bracket 3. And I have to say, seeing this cast together is great. Mistress is immediately causing drama. Mistress is back. It's the Mistress show. She proceeds to bring. She goes, my group, come here. She is giving very much teacher, like an amusement park, because obviously you gotta go to an amusement park as a teacher with your kids. Like, no, we're not getting on the coaster. We're going to Snoopy Land. I don't want to hear it. We have stuff to do. Did your mom pay the $5? You don't need a peppermint patty doll. You're gonna have to lug that thing around everywhere you go. No, you gotta leave it in the locker. We're gonna go on a roller coaster now. I'm not going on the roller coaster, but I'm also not gonna hold your doll for you. Not like a coat rack. I think guess who ends up holding the doll? It's her, but she's getting them together. She's like, okay, I want to talk about Madeline Ashton. No, she goes, I want to talk about Ginger Minge because the object of her ire, the person that she wants to fuck with the most, is Ginger Minge. And honestly, I live for that. I'm glad that she's doing that, but also I feel bad for Ginger. Kinda. Ginger came into the competition and she said, and I am the most confident. And honestly, good for her, but also, I wouldn't necessarily be too confident if I was Ginger. She has the most points, but points are now out the window. It does not matter what type of points you have. If you had the most points, if you had the least points, it doesn't matter. You're all on the same level playing field. But it's Snatch Game, so Ginger should be confident because she's won 2 of these things. She tied with Kennedy Davenport for Snatch Game, and then Kennedy decided, nah, we're doing Snatch Game again, but I'm gonna be terrible both times. I love Kennedy Davenport, but that was girl, you won as Little Richard. Why didn't you just exude that energy again both times? Anyway, Ginger has won it twice. She lost the one on All Stars 2 as Tammy Faye Baker because she just, Katya and Alaska ate that shit up. Also, she was never going to win All Stars 2. She shouldn't have come back for All Stars 2. Let's be real here. It should have been somebody else because Ginger deserved better than what All Stars 2 could give her. But live and let die, I guess. She's now back here. And so, yeah. It was at this moment that I got to know who the Queens are going to do. And I knew about 3 of them. Knew about 3... I'm trying to think. 4... 5 of them. I'll tell you who I didn't know about. I did not know about Cookie Tookie, Kenny Kerr, or Natalie Nunn. So I didn't know 3 of them. I know who Zaza Gabor is. I feel like Zaza Gabor. 1 minute. She was in a Disney movie. She had to have been. Because I remember that I remember seeing her. She was in an Alice in Wonderland spinoff, but that's not the. But I remember seeing her or hearing that she was in something. Maybe she wasn't. She wasn't. That's interesting. Where have I heard of her then? I mean, besides the fact that she's like an icon. I don't know. She's in the public zeitgeist, I guess. Who is Kenny Kerr? 1 minute. I'm not gonna look that up. It took me to his IMDb page. I'm not gonna do all that. So here's who everybody's playing. Bosco's playing Kenny Kerr. Irene the alien is doing Zaza Gabor. Aja is doing Cookie Tookie. Georges is doing Pitbull. Lydia Butthole Collins is doing Pete Burns. Mistress Isabel Brooks is doing Natalie Nunn. Ginger Minge is doing Reba McEntire. Diabetes is doing Jane Lynch. And Cynthia Lee Fontaine is doing Dracula. It is at this point that my Paramount Plus subscription decided to say this video is unavailable, and I had to reboot, and then it took me back to the beginning. So, I didn't really get to see a lot of the interactions between the queens because my Paramount Plus app said, nah, no, we're not doing that. Sorry, next. It kept on doing it too, and I had to reboot and reboot and reboot. I skipped the majority of it because I was like, okay, at least I'm gonna try and get to Snatch Game. And of course, I have ads on, so it took me like 3 hours to watch the damn episode because it was. So I watched Snatch Game. I got to see the runway. I got to see the lip sync. I got to see all that. After Snatch Game, it was done buffering and it was fine. Still have to watch ads though, which is fine, obviously. My Paramount Plus subscription just has ads. My mom pays for it, so she's not going to pay for... Because that's the only thing I watch on there is Drag Race. I don't really watch anything else on Paramount Plus, so... It's fine. Let's talk runway. Category is Tiramisu, and we're going to talk about the Snatch Game with that. Up first is Bosco. And I've seen a lot of people online. So that's what she reveals too. It's kind of like a clown thing. Clown suit robe situation. I've seen a lot of people online talk about Bosco, and they found out that, Bosco's like for the lesbian community. Lesbians love Bosco and Diabetes and Lydia. And they were talking about how, like, she wasn't attracted to girls. And part of me said, what did you expect? But then I was like, hold on. No. Yeah, like, Bosco can be attracted to whoever she wants to be attracted to. If she was attracted to girls, she could be attracted to girls. If she's attracted to guys, she's attracted to guys. I'm open to do anything with anybody. I'm just looking for somebody who loves me. Though I am leaning more towards the masculine side, and that's just the tea, I prefer, how am I gonna put this without sounding like the worst person? I'm gay. I'm a gay man, okay? I wouldn't be opposed to dating a trans woman or a trans man, but, like, a biological female, I probably would not want to date, just because. I just don't find them... I find them beautiful, but I don't find them attractive like that. Anyway, now that I've dug a hole for myself, y'all kind of need to stop with all this Bosco stuff, because it's kind of cringe, especially when y'all get so vehemently upset about it. It's like, it's okay. Let Bosco live her life. Let these queens live their lives. Goddamn. Let's talk about this look. I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it. I don't like the wig. I think that she's trying to be camp, but it's not good. I feel like with a different wig, if she had gone full berries and cream, wig with this, I think it would have been more iconic. And I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I don't care. But this look is a crunch. Sorry, Tabasco. Let's talk about her snatch game. As Kenny Kerr, it's also a crunch. I'm sorry, but I don't know who Kenny Kerr is. Right, and the website that it just took me to was their IMDb, and then I got like spammed with ads. So I'm not about to look up who he is, who they are. I don't know if they're all that, because it made me the Bosco Snatch Game made it seem like they were a celebrity impersonator, but they only did celebrities that were women. I know that they are in Vegas and they're a nightlife entertainer, and that's about it. I think that if Bosco had just done Cher, would have been fine. Their Bosco's Cher impersonation was fine. But, like, as a character, I didn't laugh. I just was like, oh, okay. It's kind of there, I guess. I'm sorry, it's a crunch. Up next, Georges. I really want to turn up the brightness, god damn you. This looks to serve. I love this sort of demon suit thing. I will say with her body, any type of suit that is not like snatched in at the waist is gonna look just frumpy. So I don't necessarily enjoy that aspect of it. She looks like the receptionist at Has Been Hotel, and I don't watch Has Been Hotel, but considering the vibe of the show, that is what this is. And then her runway look. This is just pure sex. I love the red on her. It pops. I love, like, I think it's leather and stuff like that across here and down here. I like the ostrich plumes. It is very, very pretty. It is a cream. And as Pitbull, she was hilarious. I will say that Pitbull is a great choice because I think Pitbull has a lot of, like, mannerisms and stuff that you could do. And I'm glad that Drag Race is getting out of the you only have to do, like, female impersonations, or, you know, if you do them, they have to be effeminate males. I'm glad. I think Shea Coulee kind of broke that stereotype. Well, Thorgy did kind of with her Michael Jackson. But of that, and Georges was just able to be Pitbull. I feel like she and Deja's Lil Wayne would probably get along really well. And she was definitely high for me. This is a cream. Next up, Diabetes. So this is the suit. It's kind of giving Miss Trunchbull from Matilda. She is powerlifting a weight, and it looks good. And then her this runway look, this reveal, it's good. It's still kind of giving Miss Trunchbull, which I love. I'm glad. Pam Ferris unite. And then of course she turns around and shows her ass, which I didn't take a picture of because YouTube would demonetize me in like 5 minutes if I did that. This look is a cream. I enjoyed it. And in the challenge, she did great. She was Jane Lynch. I love Jane Lynch in Glee. I think that she and Naya Rivera both play two of my favorite characters. Sue Sylvester in the public zeitgeist now is just amazing, and it's so fun to see just like people rediscover that show. I watched it last year, I think. I rewatched all of the episodes 2 years ago, maybe. I've been in my apartment for 2 years. That's wild to me. And I have to say that I had never seen all of the episodes, and I watched all of them, and I have to say Glee is so weird. And it would never be made now. Because 95% of it would just be like it would be horrible. Um, Jane Lynch. What else has she been? She was the host of The Weakest Link. Most recently, she has. I think she was in like Charlotte's Web at some point. Maybe she was in something where she voiced somebody. 1 minute. Oh, y'all are making me go to a separate link for her. She was in a series of unfortunate events. That's cool. She was in Alvin and the Chipmunks. That's wild. She was in Space Chimps. That's also wild. She's in the Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. That's also wild. Oh, yeah, no. She was in Wreck-It Ralph. I was... Oh, and she was also in Escape from Planet Earth. That was a movie that existed. But I thought that she was, like, in a movie where she played a... like, pig or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, she's an icon. I love her. And Diabetes did her justice. That was a cream. Next up is Cynthia Lee Fontaine. This look is inspired by tiramisu, which is the dessert that this whole runway kind of was based off of. And I have to say that for this first look, immaculate. I love this look. She looks like a gingerbread man. She is giving me life. It is a cream. And then she struggled a bit to take off the reveal, but once she did, mama, this is gorgeous. I love this look so much. This is a cream. Let's talk about her Dracula. What the fuck did I watch? Is the question. Because her Dracula was one of the most wild things that I think I've seen on this show. It was a fever dream because the answers weren't funny, but her trying to sell the answers as funny was hilarious. If I was doing Dracula for Snatch Game, I would be constantly talking about blood, and I would have asked RuPaul if she had any STDs. I'd be like, I'm gonna bite that neck later, but first off, have you been in contact with anybody with HIV? And like that's what, and I would start out this Dracula, and then I would just go, okay, I can't keep up the accent. Let's talk blood. I think that Dracula was a bold choice, and I like that she didn't go with, probably because of copyright reasons, she didn't go with the Gary Oldman Dracula. I think that she did more Bela Lugosi, which I know that the guy who is doing who has the... I see him all the time on like my For You page and stuff like that, who is like obsessed with Dracula, probably was like, yep, he could probably tell you where that look came from and why. But I have to say that Cynthia this week, it was a crunch, but it was like Lexi Love. Like, I couldn't stop laughing at it. Let's talk about our next queen, which is Irene the Alien. This is a cream. This look is iconic. I love the gold. I love the white. I love that she had a mask on. And then bada bing, bada boom, she's an alien. I think her Zaza Gabor, or Jaja Gabor, however you say her name, was good. But I think it fell into the trap that, like, Jada's Lady Chablis did, where she was so opulent and stuff like that there really wasn't anything hilarious about it, you know, like, she was just like, where's the waiter, and all of that. And I think that's fine, but it really wasn't, like, grand and beautiful, and, like, it was more, it was grand and beautiful, but it wasn't funny. You know, like, she did a good performance, but I think that she was just safe. Makes sense? But it was, I guess, a soft cream. Philadelphia cream cheese. Next up, Aja. This look, she is a cocoon, and then she metamorphosizes into a butterfly, Jasmine Masters style. What the suit? I tell you what I would have done for this runway? I would have done the Tom and Jerry zoot suit with the you're a real sharp character. The with you know what I'm talking about. I have a picture of it because I sent it to my mom. But hold on. This would have been me. This is what I would have done. This is kind of what Georgia looks like in a suit, though, honestly. But, like, also, you can get this as a jacket, because this is the image that I pulled up, and it says you can actually buy this as a jacket now. But it's $169. No thanks. I don't have that type of money. That's what I would have gone as. I would have gone as Zoot Suit Tom. Aja, what would have made this even funnier is if Aja came out as Jasmine Masters' butterfly, like her cocoon thing was like the butterfly cocoon type thing, like colors. And then she revealed to like a Jasmine Masters. It would have been hilarious. Jasmine Masters needs to come back to Drag Race. I don't care if she's excommunicated or the anti-oop, anything. She needs to come back. Aja's Cookie Tookie. Let's talk about it because I don't know who Cookie Tookie is. Nor do I really care. Cookie Tookie just exists. And I think I know that she's trans. And I gathered from Aja's description of her that she was a mortician. But other than that, I don't know who Cookie Tookie is besides that. So I'm like, okay, what are you going to do with the character? And I don't think that she did the character justice. For me, her runway is a cream, but this is a crunch. I'm sorry. Next up, Lydia Butthole Collins. This look is David Bowie. It is fabulous. I love it. It's beautiful. And this part of the look also, when she revealed it to be a dress, is also fabulous. I like it. It's a cream. That being said, she kept the jacket on for way too long. I feel like she needed to have torn it off with the rest of it, maybe given us some more shoulder and stuff like that, and given us the... Hey, Seashell? We rent this place. That's not your scratch and post. Thank you. Good morning. Haven't seen you all day. Anyway, I think that if she had taken it off, it would have had like a more bang for her buck. But it's a cream. I liked it. And her Pete Burns. Her Pete Burns was good, but it was not Dakota Schiffer good. Dakota Schiffer on Drag Race UK Series 4 doing it. Iconic. She was fine. But I think the issue for me with her Pete Burns was just that she was making observations and they weren't necessarily the most hilarious observations. It's still going to be a cream, but again, it's a soft cream. Next up is Jean Jeremige. I like this look. She said that she was inspired by Doechii and Janelle Monáe, two queens that are not your skin tone, but you know what? It's fine. I was getting more Michael Jackson, if I'm going to be completely real with you, but I understand the reference with Janelle Monáe and Doechii. This is something that Doechii would wear, and Janelle Monáe would wear. It's very in their realm. It's in their element. I understand that this is like a tearaway thing, so obviously it's got to look a bit ill-fitting, because you got to see what's underneath. But like this looks very costumey to me. It looks like she's in a production of Guys and Dolls, which, yeah, but, like, it's not really giving what it needs to give. But this second look, her on the runway as a bride, iconic. It is a cream. I enjoyed it. It is beautiful. She looks beautiful. I really wish that people would stop doing bridal on the runway. I'm going to be completely real with you. Bridal anything is just overdone at this point. We have Marie Antoinette, apparently Elizabethan, where with whatever Michelle Visage was smoking last episode, and now bridal wear that is just like, okay, we've seen it, let's move on, let's go forward, let's go forth, and never do bridal again, because it's kind of boring. It's still going to be a cream, though. I enjoyed it. Reba McEntire, the look, spot on, but Iconoclast does it better. Because reasons. With Reba, she was hilarious. And I think with Ginger, she volleys well, she does that sort of stuff well, she gets into the character well. But I think that if it had been any other Snatch game, she would have been high but not safe. High but not winning. But with this group of queens, she definitely rose above the top. I just feel like we didn't get to see a lot of Ginger Minge this episode on Snatch Game. I really wish that she had been able to give more. But it's a cream. I enjoyed it. Finally, Mistress Isabel Brooks. She's wearing a fat suit. Because all these queens take Ozempic and stuff now, so they're skinny. And it reveals to a dress. I'm gonna also be completely real with you here. Okay? I like the transitional journey that she went on with all of that. It reminds me, though, of when I was a kid, we were in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And the person playing Violet, the suit hadn't come in yet, because she was supposed to expand into a blueberry. So she had to use a sumo wrestler outfit, but it was not the same skin tone as our Violet was. Like, the shades of peach didn't match. So instead, she had to just wear her coat. We were all supposed to have these coats and we took them off. And so it looked weird because she was the only kid on. I think we only had to do it for like one or two of the kids' shows. But there was also a kids' show where she just didn't inflate because I think it didn't work. But that's kind of what that reminded me of. I like the concept of it. And Mistress is always going to look opulent in a dress, so it's going to be a cream. I think that this is kind of what Silky Nutmeg Ganache was trying to do that one time when she did Since You've Been Gone, but to be completely real with you, it is kind of weird that the skin tones don't match. And I understand, again, it's got to be bulky up top, because that's where you're hiding all these things. Trust me, when people do Cinderella, when they do like the Cinderella reveal stuff, that's what it's giving. But honestly, I think that she could have hidden it better. But it's gonna be a cream. As Natalie Nunn, chin. Mama, that chin was not the same skin color as Mistress was. That chin was given Miss Ivan Ooze. It was on its own separate journey. It was given a video game villain. It was given that moon animatronic, not from Five Nights at Freddy's, but like the moon-headed guy. It was given California Raisin. I don't know what it was given, but it was not given what it needed to give. She looked otherworldly, and that's not a compliment. As for her characterization of Natalie Nunn, I don't know who the fuck Natalie Nunn is. She's apparently a bad bitch, but like, Mistress just assumed that everybody's going to know who that is, and she's iconic, and everybody's going to love her. But here's the thing, I don't know who she is, so I didn't get any of the references or jokes. Not that there were any references or jokes to get, because her one punchline was, "Let's wake it up." And I'm like, no, I'm going to put it to bed. Let's not. It's a crunch. It is a crunch, crunch, crunch. I disliked it very much. So apparently, because I didn't watch the critiques, in the top were Ginger and Georges, Lydia, Aja, Mistress, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine were the bottom four. This is how I would have ranked them. Safe-wise, we have Irene the Alien, Lydia Butthole Collins, and Bosco. Even though Bosco's characterization really wasn't that great, and her runway also wasn't that great, I will say that she was not as bad as the other three. In the top, I would put Diabetes, Georges, and Ginger Minj. Diabetes because her characterization of Jane Lynch was really good, and her runway was really good. Georges because Pitbull was funny, and Ginger because, she won the challenge. The bottom three I would have kept as Mistress, Aja, and Cynthia, and I probably would have saved Cynthia from the runway because it was so bad it's good. Though I do understand why she was in the bottom because it was a chaotic mess. Also, I think that Aja's runway kind of put her over the top because her runway was very, very beautiful. But the bottom two are Mistress and Cynthia. The winner is Ginger Minj, which I think is deserved. She definitely did a great job this week. Though I do have to say that in terms of Snatch Games, this is right above Tammy Faye. Tammy Faye's her worst one, but right above Tammy Faye. But the other two were way more iconic. And I know that Ginger probably could have done anybody and done it better than what she did here. Georges did great. It's clearly her best character out of the three that she's done. Aja, Mama, this was below Alyssa Edwards for me. Irene, for the first time in Snatch Games, she did fine. Bosco was better than she was as Gwyneth Paltrow. Diabetes was better than she was as Ozzy Osbourne. Cynthia, I think that this was better than Sofia Vergara. Mistress, obviously this was worse than Rosie O'Donnell, but I don't think that either one of the times she's really been that great at Snatch Game. So the bottom two have to lip sync. And the lip sync is Who's Zoomin' Who by Aretha Franklin, the a cappella mix. And that really is the question of the day, isn't it? Who is Zoomin' Who? This lip sync was good, but what an odd choice for a lip sync song. I think they wanted to do a spoken word, so they just decided to do the Who's Zoomin' Who thing. Mistress won in the first 5 seconds. She does the with her lips and all of that sort of stuff, the pageanty, like ooh, yeah, like it's very good. And Cynthia kind of held her own. I was worried that Cynthia wasn't going to know the words, but you know what it was a lot of riffing, riffing and ooh, like that. Aretha Franklin was really known for that, but the song kind of felt disjointed and short. Mostly because probably there wasn't any music to go along with it, so there was no really like peaks and valleys besides in the voice of Aretha Franklin. But yeah, Mistress wins the lip sync, and that means that Cynthia Lee Fontaine is sent home. I feel bad for Cynthia, I do, because obviously she has to have. Obviously, I wanted her to stay a little bit longer because hey. I kind of like Cynthia. I wanted Cynthia to do well. But it was just writing on the wall she was the weakest out of all of these queens. And I feel like RuPaul really didn't want to feature her that much. Next week is a talent show. Fuck my life. I hate talent shows. I'm going to be completely real. It's because every single time somebody does a talent show, it's like, what track are they going to lip sync to next? And the queens with actual talent don't get anything. Chanel should have been top 3, goddammit. Anyway. What did you guys think of the episode? Let me know down below. Who were your tops and bottoms of the weeks? I know that people are going to disagree with me. I'll see you next week when Drag Race All Stars returns. Bye.